one with 8 boats across. That's the men's youth pair. And as they start to sort of come through 500 meters, we start to maybe get some times. We'll set the field for you here momentarily. Okay, you're watching the men's youth pair D final. On the race course and through 1,000 meters, you start to see the times roll through. Let me set the entire field for you. Furthest from this camera shot is Miller and Kern of South Orlando in lane 1. In lane 2 is Parati's Gomez, Medrano, and Jones. In lane 3 is Holy Ghost Preps, Gondek and Pintamali. In lane 4 is Brookline's Uvard and Stoll. In lane 5 is Litchfield Hills, Shillington, and Piazza. In lane 6 is Manhasset High School's Gibbs and Phelps. In lane 7 is Chicago's Mikulski and Notaro. And in lane 7 is Tulsa Youth's Tucker and Brightmeyer. These are pairs. We have talked throughout the weekend about how difficult it is to row a pair. Also, I've seen some of the most exciting racing that I have ever seen on this race course in the pair. Really at every level, but sticking out to me is the 2017 World Championships, where the Italian men decided to go 42 strokes a minute for the last 500 meters and go from third to first.
Prototypical Italian.
Pretty amazing. Your leader is the boat in lane 5 from Litchfield Hills. It's Shillington and Piazza. They are clearly out in front of a tightly packed field behind them.
And it does look like following Litchfield Hills there in lanes 3 and lanes 4 out of Holy Ghost Prep and Brookline, a very tight race between those two crews for second place at this point. A lot of course already down here. We are about to be, our leaders are currently in the last 500 of the race. Less than 2 minutes about to happen for these athletes. They've come all the way down the course now, and it's just a couple of minutes left, less than a couple of minutes left. So now whatever gas they have left in the tank, they are going to collect themselves from a technical standpoint. I know personally when I first started racing pairs, this is where you really have to focus because the fatigue sets in, and any little bit of discrepancy between you and your partner, the boat starts to go a little bit haywire even if you have steering in the hull. It could tip, which makes it harder for the opposite side of the boat or your side of the boat to actually get a good grasp on the water, which makes it hard for you to maintain. Sometimes you'll notice that the bow person, the oar that is closest to the bow, the person in the back of the boat, they have a little bit of leverage, and that sometimes can cause the boat to turn. So a lot of things things start to happen here from a steering standpoint, which create unique challenges that are unique to the pair here. So staying dialed in and focused in what you and your partner are doing is number one, and you must make sure that you stay clean here in this boat to go as fast as you possibly can, because you got to stay in your lane too. And yet another additional challenge of rowing a small boat and racing it to the best of your ability.
Litchfield Hills out of Connecticut, your leader very clearly and out in front of the field by open water. It was extremely close at 500 meters to go between Holy Ghost Prep and Brookline. It's Holy Ghost Prep now that has pulled out to a full length advantage over Brookline since that 500 meter mark. Also on the outside in those bright green hats of Sora, they are starting to get in the mix. They're bringing it to about even with Brookline, maybe even getting past Brookline for third place in these last 250 meters. Everybody winding it up and going. A lot of speed out of Manhasset High School with those orange blades. I don't know if they're going to quite track down that boat from Parati. Oh, another photo finish between those two. And then it's going to be lane 7, Chicago, losing their course a little bit, but I do think they will still finish just ahead of Tulsa Youth at the finish line. And you talked about it. You really got to stay focused in the pair, particularly in those last 500 meters. Your ears are ringing, as Lindsay has said multiple times. Your teeth feel like they're going to fall out. Your legs are burning. And you're also trying to keep this thing upright and level and going straight. It's not easy, particularly in a pair if you've ever sat in one. So
yeah, I was going to say it's amazing because you start to lose your senses. You can't